this song for ya.
You're listening to Deep Purple Smoke on the Podcast. I will do one episode for each song the band recorded in the studio. However, this is a fan podcast and not band endorsed. It's more of a tribute to their long history, well beyond just the hits, and my way of giving something back to a band that has given so much to me. Let's dig in! Hello and welcome to another episode of Deep Purple Smoke on the Podcast. I am your host, Scott Haskin. We are in season 11. This is episode 5, I Need Love. Not just saying that, that's actually the title of the song. I mean, who doesn't? But that's not my point here. This is a song that when I think about Come Taste the Band, this is one of the first songs that comes to mind of songs I'd be excited to hear when I put the record on. It's one that I think as a drummer, especially, it's an interesting beat, which we'll get into as we delve into the song. But that's, like I Come Taste the Band. I'm like, I want to hear I Need Love. One of the first things that comes to mind. So that being said, let's just get right into the song. Here it is. Well, we have some nice double tracking from Tommy Bolin, some great accents from Glenn Hughes here. It's a fun opening. Like it feels a little bit lighthearted and like it could get introspective, but we don't know yet. It's got a good feel to it. But what does it for the drums is there's this like swing feel on the hi-hat and then a floor tom that comes in. And it just adds something that we don't normally get in a beat. It's really interesting. A lot of fun to play. As a drummer, I can say that. And very creative. Absolute chef's kiss to David's voice here on this one. I think this is one of the ones that he just sounds the best on this album. Not to say that he doesn't sound amazing on every song on this album, because he does, but there's just something about it. And I think I figured out part of what it is. What's going on behind him is very, very simple. They're really just playing chord, drum beats going, but there's no dynamics, not a lot going on underneath. There's a little bit of a second track from Tommy Bolin where he's almost getting some feedback at one point, but it's just this kind of high note that really blends in. It doesn't stand out at all. It's not like what we would typically get from Richie, where he would be doing some fill-ins, maybe like by the second or third verse. But yeah, it's just really just a sound bed for him to shine through. So it's giving him the opportunity to really showcase on the song, really talk about what he's feeling, and not be distracted by what's going on musically. And of course, as soon as I say that, there comes some fill-ins that I've never noticed before from Tommy Bolin. Actually really cool, just a couple of notes. And it only happens in the first line, not the second line, which is interesting. I like that space is left open, and it's just a little simple thing to kind of complement the vocal there. Very interesting strategy, though. It doesn't feel empty when it's not there, and it's not really cumbersome. It doesn't take a lot of attention. It's more something you feel than you hear, and I think that's very, very well done. It's nice to hear some substance in the vocals where it's not just about getting laid, it's about the bigger picture. I really dig that about this. Like, look, I've had you a lot, you're great, but you're not the whole package, and that's more important than the satisfaction. I think that's a great message, but just not one I'm used to hearing from David Coverdale because it's mostly just about getting laid. But yeah, it's great. I love the way he goes up in register here. Very powerful vocal. When you try singing this, it's deceptive how just exactly where he's singing in the note range, because I've always thought it was one place, but then when I go to sing, I'm like, wow, it's actually higher than I think it is. And I've always found that fantastic. Phil Collins is another one. If I try to sing along with some Phil Collins, I often find that where he's actually singing is different from where I think he's singing when I try to sing along. And it could be that I'm just that horrible at it, but I don't get that with a lot of other singers. If I try to sing along with, say, Steven Tyler, can usually nail or understand his range. But with David Coverdale, Phil Collins, I don't know, there's something a little bit deceptive about their voices, I think. But in any case, love it. Sounds absolutely fantastic, really powerful. Love the increase in the beat during this section. Adds a lot more power to it. And then we go back to the opening part again. I love the lines in this verse. They're fantastic. And in addition, we're, typical Deep Purple. Now we're in the second verse. We got to add some stuff to it. We're getting some really nice synth from John. Love the depth of Glenn's bass on this. It's just such a treat to my ears. This album sounds so good. And here, as opposed to, what was it, Coming Home, I think, where I said I wanted more kick. That's because that was like an upbeat, powerful Highway Star type driving song, and not about driving, but the beat is driving. And like that should be hitting me in the chest. This is perfect. This is an absolutely perfect mix for this song. So we're starting to get those fill-ins from Tommy here like we would from Richie. So staying in that same style, except that they're not really fill-ins. He just keeps playing. So this is starting to distract a little from the vocals, but honestly, I don't mind it because it sounds really good. He's not playing a lot of notes. He's just creating like a new sound, not in a soloing way like Richie would, but definitely giving us something additional. But I do find it slightly distracting, but not very distracting. Just because what he's playing is interesting, but we also have vocals going on, so probably not the best thing to keep it going necessarily. But for some reason, I would and I would normally find that annoying. But for some reason, like even though it's only slightly distracting, like I don't mind it on this song. I think it works. I just love the sound of this all. Really powerful chorus for one, just between the drums and the vocals, just absolutely dynamic. But here what we're getting is it's almost a little bit comical. It's the synth with the bass, just it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's lighthearted. Yet vocally we're kind of like, I'm really yearning for something is missing in my life. And then we come in with this, and it almost doesn't fit, but I like this part because it's fun. Tommy's playing some nice stuff. It sounds like I should say, that he's double tracking here, but yeah, I'm just loving the sound of all of this playing together. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if that actually counts as a solo or not. I mean, he's just kind of playing what he was playing during the verse, that style. He's not really kind of going off into a solo. So I statistically it might, I have no idea, but it doesn't feel like it. It just feels like they're just kind of playing a passage. He's doing a little bit of noodling in here that sounds good, but I it doesn't really feel like a solo to me, and that's okay. Yeah, that felt a little more soloish than the other part did, which is interesting because we've got the vocal going on here. But I love the way that they do just like the two lines break vocally, two lines break vocally, and then they put the whole thing together. I think that's a really cool songwriting trick to use every once in a while. Love the part where it just stops and we're just hearing that kind of evolving synth sound. Great choice, by the way. Um, it's you know, they say that it's that analog warmth, right? But to me it just feels good. It kind of has that cool edge to it, but also just I just love the way it sounds and the way that it just hangs there before we get that final vocal from David coming in. Just a great combination in the arrangement, something a little bit unique, and it works beautifully on the song. But I don't know if you heard it, but somebody says something in the background, and I don't know if that was meant to stay in the song, if that should have been cut out because it doesn't really seem to fit. So I'm going to go back. It's right when Ian Pace stops doing the hi-hat count. Check it out. You're going to hear 1, 2, and then the voice. I have absolutely no idea what it is. I've never heard it before, but it's certainly interesting. Now, I will say we are not working off the remastered version of Come Taste the Band. We're working off the original. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's there on the remaster, but whatever it is, it's there in this version, and I can hear it clear as day. It's just too faint to make out actually what he's saying. So again, this feels more like a solo than the earlier section did, and you know, just because there's a passage without vocals doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a solo. It can just be a passage where the singer's taking a break. But this feels more solo-y to me, and I like what Tommy's playing during here. His guitar is a little bit muddy in the mix. It's kind of hard to make out some of what he's playing. I think there's a little more detail that we're not really getting exposure to, but that's okay because what we're hearing sounds really good. The backing vocals are pretty good. This is obviously it's Glenn. I'm not sure if David's singing with him or not, or if Tommy is. It sounds like there might be a second voice, but it doesn't have that richness of David's voice. So could be Glenn double tracking as well. I'm not sure, but this isn't bad. I don't mind it. It adds something a little bit nice to it and makes it so that it's not just instruments that we're hearing. And I think because of where they've pitched it, I think it works really well. If it was, you know, really low voice or, you know, something really high, like you would typically expect Glenn to throw in, I don't think that would work as well. I think this is really nice, almost more of like a pad sound coming in and just putting in a little bit of enhancement. John would play something like that on a Hammond during a verse, just a couple of stabs. And, you know, that would be typical for him to play on a riff. Yeah, I really like what Tommy's playing here. It feels good. It suits the song, feels very natural. Of course, I say that, and I always have to add the caveat that maybe it's just because I'm so used to hearing it this way that it feels natural to me. Maybe if this is your first time hearing the song, or you're fairly new to it, maybe it doesn't seem to fit. I will let you decide for yourself. For me, I'm a fan. Really like this song, and the whole feel of it is really good. David's voice, between David and Ian Pace, I mean, to me, even though we're getting a lot of great stuff from everybody else, I mean, to me, they're the stars of this one. They're just so powerful, such a great sound. Love the drums, love the vocals. I love the lyrics on this song, and I'm not a huge lyrics guy, but the lyrics on this song really work for me, especially that second verse. I just love what he says there. Yeah, double thumbs up for me. This is a great tune. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I think it's a great way to send you out on your weekend. When we come back on Monday, we're going to be dealing with another song, not Dealer, because we've dealt with Dealer. Ha! Get it? You see what I did there? But one that has an interesting title, but a very explosive song for this era and this album. And I'm looking forward to digging into it. Can't wait to record it. Unfortunately, in real time, I won't be recording it for a while because that's a Monday show. And I'm only recording the Monday shows about a week before they air, where everything else is about 4 to 5 weeks. As I've said in earlier episodes, in case this is maybe the first episode that you're listening to, I'm doing that because I announced the patrons on Monday. I give them a shout out, and I want to make sure that if there are any changes, anybody jumps into the Patreon, which please feel free to. There is a link in the show notes. I don't want it to be too long before I thank you on the show. The way I was doing it, it would be like you join, and then in like 5 weeks, I would thank you, which is kind of insensitive, I think. Really, it wasn't intentional, but it kind of dawned on me that I could do something way better. So I'm recording the Monday shows much later than all the rest of the shows, except the ones I have guessed. Like everything's out of order. The shows air in order of the albums and then bonus tracks. So the bonus tracks, how do I do those? I think I did those as they're listed on like whatever the deluxe edition of the album is. I think I did them when I first set up the spreadsheet. I just put them in order of however they appeared on whatever deluxe album version. And then if they didn't, like Hallelujah, for example, didn't, but that wasn't really part of an album. So I put that in the Concerto for Group and Orchestra because that's really the only place it fit. It didn't fit on the third Deep Purple album, and it didn't fit on In Rock. They recorded it before the concerto, but after the third Deep Purple album. So it only stood to reason that that's the only place it would fit. So yeah, anything else just kind of goes with the album and the bonus tracks, and they all air in order because that's the only thing that makes any sense to me, and it's just easier to organize a spreadsheet that way. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend ahead. No doubt I'll be recording more podcasts. I'm actually getting ready to record an episode of the Haskincast podcast with a wonderful guest right now. By the time this airs, that will well have aired about a month ago. It's Laura Purcell, wonderful vocalist, ice skater, talent extraordinaire. Real pleasure to know her. She's fantastic. She's got her new single out, Storyteller. Check that out. Check out the episode. It'll be episode 506, I think. 505, 506, somewhere in there. 507. Yeah, I think it's 507. Because I did a couple of reviews for Cherry Red Records in between that. So yeah, anyway, 507. Check that out. Laura Purcell and her song Storyteller. In the meantime, getting back to Deep Purple, we'll be back Monday for Drifter. Cheers. Thanks for listening to Deep Purple Smoke on the Podcast, a tour of the entire Deep Purple studio recordings. Please remember to give the show a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Leave a comment and tell your friends. I also have a Patreon set up if you'd like to support the show. You can also write to me at smokeonthepodcast@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and thanks for listening.